basic rules and stuff, the audience really doesn't need to know. All you guys need to know is persuade the judges by the poet you like, right? So you guys hear a wonderful poem, scream, clap, whatever you want as soon as it's over. During the poems, we're not going to say anything, obviously. These poets all work very, very hard on their craft, and they're going for some money tonight, so they all want to do best. We have 5 wonderful judges over here from all over San Luis County. I'm going to actually give them the microphone and let them introduce themselves one at a time. If you want, we're going to start doing that.
Hi, I'm Kelly Adams. I'm a teacher at Fort Pierce Central. I'm super excited to be here and to see what these poets have for us.
How you doing? My name is James Lyons. I'm an assistant principal at Renaissance Charter School. I'm also running for St. Lucie County Commission District 1, representing Fort Pierce. So if you guys are registered voters, I have some petitions over here I need to sign. It would be great if you guys do that for me tonight.
Good evening. My name is Kayla Mitchell. I am a recording artist here in St. Lucie County. I go by K-Love as my stage name. And I was invited by Heather. I have some business cards over here as well as on the front table. You guys enjoy the night.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shamora Carter. I am a writer, a director, a playwright, and an author. We actually have an upcoming play out of time April 16th, so tune in for more information. I'm here with Heather. I'm so blessed to work with her, and I hope everybody has a great night.
Hi, I'm Natty Blaze. I'm a poet and MC from Florida. All right.
I have to get you guys figured out so you know about your words. Alright, so how we're going to get started is, how you start a poetry slam is we're going to bring up what's called a sacrificial poet. Now what this poet's going to do is this poet's just basically going to start off a competition. They're not involved in the competition, but it's basically just to give the judges an idea of what they're going to be hearing and give them an opportunity to judge their first piece. So our sacrificial poet this evening is going to be Character the Glitch. How are we doing here? Is this better? Yeah?
All right, is this better? All right. Excuse me for my ignorance, but I'm sick of it. I'm not minding my manners anymore, so just accept this belligerence. I'm beginning to think that all adults are hypocrites. You say lies matter, then teach violence to the little kids. I'm not worried about the 5-0. I am worried about the little kids who are only 5 though. I wonder how long before I have to have this conversation with my kids. Hey son, I'm on your side. I know you didn't do a goddamn thing, but I should have prepared you better. How do I prepare you for this? Growing up in a world where red and blue lights are scary and cops who want to help are urban myths, imaginary. We will be fighting before we're in a world where we will be fighting before we realize somebody said put your hands up. Keep your hands up. You win some, you lose some, but keep your hands up. Hands up, don't shoot. But the officer told me to put my hands up and then the gun was pulled out. Now I'm confused. This seems like a permanent loss, but I was supposed to live to fight another day. I put my hands up. I think we need a new way to determine what surrender is because putting up your hands seems to be a 50-50 chance. Like, sir, I said put your hands up. I did put my hands up. Fist clenched and ready to swing like there's enough power in these hands to knock away bullets. No signs of surrender. Click, click, bang. Everyone says you had your finger on the trigger, but I pulled it. But let's rewind. And before that bang, something clicked like, sir, I said put your hands up. They are up. Palms open, hoping that maybe I could catch a few bullets. I surrender. I don't want any problems here. I just want to go home, but I guess that's where you'll send me anyway. Click, click, bang. That's the sound they make when the beat drops. I guess I got a new name for these beat cops. Let's call them DJs. And their headphones beat by cops. And when they show up, you know it's a party. This time it's at the King's residence. Rodney's parents are home. Did you hear that instrumental? It samples Emmett Till's whistle. Everybody puts their hands up to that song. It's strange. I left this world the same way I came into it, with my hands up, just an infant. And when I reached out, I was searching for my mother's love. Now I guess when I reach, it's a threat. I must be trying to grab your gun. You know what happens next. Click, click, bang. It's a shame. There's no fight left in me. I can't keep my hands up.
Yeah, you're supposed to judge that. That's your first judging. You judge it normally, like you would judge a normal poem. All right, we have judges when you're ready, lift them. We have an 8.0. We have a 7.9. We have a 9. We have an 8. We have an 8.7. You guys feel free to boo. Please, feel free to boo. Anything under an 8, I'm going to be booing. So anything under an 8, feel free to yell at these guys. They signed up for it. All right, so we are going to get our slam started. Like I said, we have poets actually that drove here, some very good friends of mine that decided to get in their car and drive for hours. I've done it a lot, and I think it's repaying the favor, and I'm so happy. So the first poet I'm going to call up is Eddie, and Eddie came here all the way from Orlando, Florida.
Imagine if I put you in a box, and inside that box, I fill it up with guns and liquor. And I tell you, your life is hard. Use this to protect yourself. Use these to forget your troubles. Now, if I get nice and liquored up, sitting in a pile of guns in a box, I come up to you, full body armor, badge, hand on my strap, and I start fucking with you. I start provoking you. What you think it is that I'm trying to do to you? Now, take away the word imagine. Replace box with every black and brown neighborhood you've ever been to. No longer ask yourself why there's so many gun stores and liquor stores in the hood, and why so many cop abuses happen to poor people. I don't need a scene from Star Wars to tell you it's a trap. They want you to fight back. So when you do snap, they can say, I did it for my life. I was justified when I put 2 in his back. You put the guns in the hands of a white man, they're here to protect you. You put the guns in the hands of a black man, they're here to arrest you. Jump codes are the new noose, yet he still refuse to admit that this system has a problem with race. One black president does not make it all go away. 500 years of slavery and domestic terrorism cannot be erased. In 1993, 8 white supremacists were arrested because they intended to start a race war. They were going to blow up a black church, assassinate one Rodney King, among other things. Fast over 22 years, a white supremacist gets arrested because he intended to start a race war. Walks into a black church, assassinates 8 kings and queens, and leaves one alive at the scene to tell what she's seen. And political ideologues still refuse to admit that racism exists. Always looking for excuses for this shit. Americans drink so much of that media Kool-Aid, they get diabetes, but refuse to admit they have an addiction to ignorance. You see, this is the country where you have more prisons than colleges. When you have more people who know what wisdom, but know the difference between what wisdom and what knowledge is. Where if you're black, brown, or Muslim, for some reason, you're always a terrorist, but if you're white, for some reason, you're always the exception. See, they're not scared of black men angry, ready to shoot. That's exactly what they want from you. So they can arrest you and make more money off of you. There's no money in peace. War is profit. What they are terrified of, though, are minorities in business suits. This matrix knows you will never have more guns than a gun factory. You cannot out-violence a nation built on slaughter. And you can have dreams of being the one to bring down the system, but Remember, Neo never actually beat the Matrix. He infiltrated it and saved it from the ignorant agent who enslaved all the natives. When the people of Zion were in danger, that's how he saved them. Education and progression till you finally get a president who puts curry and adobo on everything in the presidential kitchen. Till they have no other choice but to admit that there's a problem. And you say, yeah, you have a problem. That's what we've been trying to tell you. But you refuse to fix it. So we're going to fix it for you.
Hey, Port St. Lucie, that's what you call poetry. You can hold up the scores whenever you're ready. All right, from lowest to highest, we have a 9.5. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.8. And a 9.8. Thank you, ladies. All right, next up is the tallest poet I know, Mr. Ed Rose. Can you come up in here for me?
I screamed to the ocean and uttered a defeat. Worried the words I uttered whenever I speak would never get noticed by another human. But my source of inspiration, the ocean, answered my questions. In her majestic crest crashing on the shore, I heard everyone who has ever interrupted this everlasting quiet of our existence. Every single person who ever said something to someone who wasn't able to hear them. Anyone who asked a question, even when no one was there to answer. I listened to my voice as it was enveloped by the energy of the emptiness, and in response, I heard every word that has come before mine, and they said, hear yourself, for
Hold on, wait,
you...
I'm sorry. We can't hear you, so if you could do it without the mic for sake of us being able to judge you.
And they said, hear yourself, for you have written a story, no matter how depressing or boring it may seem. You have a book of your life that needs to be seen. They said, hear yourself, for a reminder that you've said things that aren't written. You've said things that haven't been said, and you deserve to say them. They said, hear yourself, for you may lose your voice, but you will always have your words. So hear yourself while you can, and broadcast your beliefs into space, because one day the earth will cease to spin, the sun will dim, and there will be a new world. And when they listen, they will hear a blip. So give them a glimpse at our grand plan, because long after the end we couldn't defend against, what's left of the rest of us will be long gone, but they'll have your song on tape in their archives, playing on repeat, because you heard yourself, so you know how great you sound. They said, hear yourself, make sounds that resound, because your thoughts can't be bound. Like the earth and the moon that keep going around, your words surround you, waiting for their chance to strike. Because in the storm of your mind, brilliant ideas are lightning, and your voice is the ground, so hear yourself, for you are the end result of 1,000 generations of primal grunting, feet stomping, hands clapping, sticks tapping, people chanting, bells ringing, strings singing. So once, for us, stop everything else and hear yourself. Give me your hands and use the instruments you've been given to interact and feel the earth's oldest rhythm. Listen to the song you've been playing since before you were born, and know that though you may get off beat, if you hear yourself, we will listen to you.
Okay, that works. Thank you very much. Edward, way to go on that, Brad. Appreciate that. Judges, your scores whenever you're ready, please. From lowest, John, can you move yours over that way? Cool. From lowest to highest, we have a 7. We have a 7. We have an 8.2. We have an 8.4. We have an 8.9. Let's give it up for Edward. All right, next, are you from Boca? Stewart? Stewart? All right, she came from Stewart, not too far, but bring it up to the mic next, we got Breezy.
I said we're having a baby. The moment stood still as things never do. Proud mother and father-to-be spit drops of water at the growing fire because we're not allowed to think aloud in a situation like this. We kiss. Because we can't say that we're afraid. How do we teach him to be a man without his hands? That the internet has more than just porn. The day he was born, we knew it would be different. Umbilical cord becomes internet cable, connecting him to a source much greater than me. The doctor says he's having trouble breathing, but he could have Eric Gardner's last breath since he didn't need it. He typed before he talked. We tried to teach him right from wrong, but I now right his wrongs. It takes a village to raise a child. But these villages have names I have never seen. Google, Twitter, and the Council of Conservative Citizens. He said that's where he learned it. Sweating red, white, and blue, America has birthed a baby boy, and he would be no different. We have not raised the roof off of this silence. No, we have raised Dylan roofs not to talk about it, but be about it. He has learned our lessons. In 300 years of history, a parasite with a new home, racism lives in Trump rallies and Confederate flags. Superiority tattooed on his heart at birth, got touched up by Trayvon Martin. He said that's when it started. He wasn't a loner. He was a mirror image of some Fox News anchor. What if we loved black people as much as we love black culture? We clutch our bags, yet twerk. We switch sidewalks, yet resort to Hurston. Maybe if we admit we're living in a horror movie, we won't let the black guy die because they seem to be disappearing. Maybe that's why they call it black magic. If magic might were my brow, would you still have seen the movie? Taylor Swift's bad blood was more important than this black blood. Each drop will fall until we are drowning in this preventable flood. They tell you, you could be anything you want to be. Well, I am white by birth and white by choice because it's easier. I am angry. But my Facebook posts are like love letters on the side of the road. Nobody even reads them. I don't know how I will speak to my mixed child when I have him. I will crack eggs for breakfast and throw them on the floor to teach him how to walk on eggshells in his own home. Should I warn him not to pull up his hoodie on a rainy day? I will tell him, no, pull it up halfway since there's 50% of my white privilege running through you. They tell you a change will come. But not when more change makes us come, and until it makes money, no, we don't get angry. We had a baby. And like it or not, Dylan Roof was our son. Woo.
That was a fellow coach for Lion and a Bomb, so go ahead and not in bomb. Judges, from lowest to highest, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. We have a 10. Our first time, we have a 10. Go ahead, Breezy. All right, next up, I'm excited. This was my very first student poet that I mentored, and he went away, and he's in Jacksonville now going to college. So let's all give a warm welcome for Dustin Smith.
Bulldog. Growing up, my dad never taught me how to hunt. But I'm grateful he didn't because I learned everything I needed to know through mere observation. For instance, I understand that you do not need to shoot a bird out of the sky in order to catch it. But imagine that. Being so panicked that you have to snatch for your automatic gadget in a sporadic act to end a dramatic accident that's out of hand with your mentality. It's elastic, so you snap back into a psychopathic fashion. Your actions speak louder than words, but not louder than the bullet flashing past the active camera's tracking exactly what happened in play. Good strategy. And looking at you, it seems you haven't quite fully seemed to grasp the fact that now you're an assassin cut from a different cloth, unknown to being little with bullet holes. So you're a hypocrite with practice, dressed in unholy fabrics. We've seen your kind before you, self-appointed Catholic. Congratulations. But nobody gave you the right to play God's understudy. Intermission. I'm going to write a letter to the company that manufactures these bullets, rifles, and killers, and I'm going to start it like this. Dear America, how dare you call yourself a melting pot of different colors when you face a situation that is black and white, suggesting there is a gray area in between when in reality there is nothing but red. And that's red that's been bled from the opposite side of where this lead has exited. If wounds could talk, they'd say this one-sided conversation has been so excessive. You injected way too many bullets in another human's direction and infected this earth with even more reckless neglection. It's repetitive. And no one's protected. Instead, we've just developed a collection of respected in heaven. It's evident these events have affected everyone's perspective, and I'm surprised government hasn't capitalized on making bulletproof hoodies effective. I've already got suicidal friends. I don't need homicide victims too. And it's funny how some people are so quick to call this a race issue, but ooh, you insane bolting at us debate like a certain is true. Because hold on. Come here, sit down. I find it hard to disagree with you. I've been told white people steal bits from everyone else's culture because of their own they have none, and it's hard to argue when you proceed to steal the lives of others from behind knives and guns. The epilogue, growing up, my dad never taught me how to hunt. For what it's worth, it gave me more time to appreciate the doves and ravens flying above.
Judges, whenever you're ready, from lowest to highest, we have a 8.9, we have a 9.3, we have a 9.5, we have a 9.6, and a 9.6. The next poet to the mic is my children's favorite poet. I'm supposed to say, shout out Bird from Amaya, Dakota. And let's welcome to the mic, Bird.
So after the blood dries up, after the tear gas clears, I'm still angry. I'm still anxious. We said don't shoot, but they're still aiming, so I'm still waiting on the next hashtag, the next headline, the next RIP, hoping my ghost doesn't turn on TV and realize it's me. I have seen way too many people that look just like me executed. Like they weren't still human. Now they lay stiff. Still humans got me asking, are we still human? Another life ruined. Then I gotta turn on the news and watch them abuse him, so yeah, let's talk about what he was wearing. Let's talk about what he was doing, never asking the question, did they really have to shoot him? My heart is still beating, but it is getting colder. Good. They said freeze, hands over my shoulders, but we stand still, shots fired. We fight, shots fired. We run, shots fired. Toy guns, shots fired. Saw black, shots fired. Wrong one, shots fired. More lives retired. I swear I'm tired, but they are still killing. And on juries, and they are judges, so there's no justice. Who are we kidding? Even if they do get tried, they still get acquitted, while we are still misrepresented. We still fit description, still suspect and victim, still fighting. Sometimes losing. I can't breathe. Noose won't loosen. Noose insane. history books never called it the Boston Tea Riots. But I guess if it's your side that's looting, you can call it revolution. Let's hide the facts that held us back and ask me why we are still poorer. Like the ghost of Jim Crow still don't haunt us. We still see horrors and until type horrors. Don't ask me why I'm mad when we are cows at the slaughter. Still tired of the bullshit hanging the bullseye being on us. So yeah, I'm still angry and still praying for things changing each generation, wiping off a bit of the dirt that we're still stained with. So we are still speaking, still protesting. We're still artists, still rejecting your status quo, still rapping, still singing, still creative, still creators. Like how do they love it and still hate us? It's all just hate. It's all a struggle. All oppressed get muzzled, so this is not just black. It's still brown, it's still gay, it's still woman, it's still poor, it's all war. But we will not run. Despite it all, because we are still royal, we are still gods, we are still so beautiful. We still manage to love. Despite it all, we still rise above.
So now, I hope some people like around town are getting the idea of what I say, like when I'm going out of town to see poetry. Everyone's like, man, you drive an hour for that? Yes. I drive an hour for that all the time. Anytime. Judges, whenever you're ready. From lowest to highest, we got a 9.8. We got a 9.8. We got a 9.8. Clap it up, guys. We got a 10. And we got a 10. I know she's sitting over here like, this is my first poetry slam. What I got myself into. Hey, you went to Miami. You went to Miami. So she's a new Miami resident from Port St. Lucie. She's making her way. So anybody from down south, welcome Belle.
All I wanted to do was taste the rainbow. Somehow the last thing I ended up tasting was my own blood pushing up my throat into my mouth. Breath was all I asked for. Last time I checked, I could have promised it was free, but you wouldn't stop until I stopped to breathe. Wild eyes full of questions, perplexity crowned on my head. Hope to get home, which was 1 minute away. Blank bullets pierced me to the spot I lay. My hope led astray. You assumed it was gold. I'm guessing you thought it was cool to take a life you couldn't even give, even if you had the will to do so. Blank bullets, the cause of my strife. No more life. Imagine my wife. Blank bullets, one, because you disregarded the future I had. Two, you misunderstood the language that my skin color spoke because you thought it was right to do so. Three, you never imagined the pain and terror of a mother's heart torn right out of her chest. Four, you saw it as war. But who charged first? You wanted me last. You made sure you fulfilled that task. Five, you disregarded I was created on purpose for a purpose. Six, use the excuse of a uniform and badge as an excuse to gag my life blown away in the wind as an empty bag. Sad. The enemy is fear. We think it is hate, but it is actually fear. Fear that audibly impairs society to not look up to the screaming lies they hear. It's a lot to bear, a dangerous scare, the despair we wear. You want, but you do not have, so you murder. You wanted to be a hero, but ended up scoring 0. I'm not sure which is worse about this manslaughter. The fact that wannabe came before to be, escalating in a hurry to the life of a man that must now be buried. Be wretched and mourn and weep. Let your laughter return to sorrow and your joy to gloom, because the last thing I leave you with is my doom. Ending with one last boom. I must blame, but whom?
From lowest to highest, we have, I don't know what that is, that for. Okay, we got a 9.0. We have a 9.0. We have a 9.2. We have a 9.2. We have a 9.4. Feel good, you know what I'm saying. All right, next on the mic, we got Outspoken the Poet.
How you doing, big fella? Name's Outspoken the Poet. When you find something you love, never let it go. Grab it by the horns and leave a trail so great that they have no choice but to shout your name every time you get up on the stage. Grab the mic and spin and weave tales of how you speak in flames with so much heat that everyone must stay in their seat for in fear of burning their feet. Shout your voice to the top of your lungs so that even the gods must rip open the heavens and climb down Olympus just to hear your message. Stand firm, stand tall, rock your body back and forth to old Negro spiritual hymns in the rhythm of your own heart's beat. Slam every page with so much ink that everyone will think that venom is working enough to pick up those hammer, commit grammatical devastations to such a degree that your English professors have no choice but to throw you in the slammer, rip open old wounds, fill up every room. The elephant ain't a problem till it's sitting on you. Be a voice to the silent and an ear to the loud. Simon won't speak unless he speaks to a crowd. Keep going, keep fighting, keep causing a commotion. Spit so much that they frankly dream of oceans. They said life is a battle. Nah, it's a contest of champions. They said life is a bitch. Well, I hope she's Italian and 6-inch heels. Keep growing, keep moving, and for a second, forget where you are. Forget your place of one, surrounded by masses of lands, planetary bodies, bodies of oceans, bodies in cosmic constellations. You are 1 in 7.4 billion, so when you find something you love, never let it go. Leave no stone unturned when you leave any show. Knock over mountains of critics, push back clouds of self-doubt. Give a testament to your creativity with every word you spew out. Tell your fear that it will have to wait in line behind anxiety and the Grim Reaper. And if it refuses to listen, put it in the sleeper. Crush so much confidence in it that it has no choice but to tap out. Remember, adjust the stand, angle the mic, take a big breath, and begin to speak out. Recite your war cry in front of your mirror so much that warriors transcend dimensions, justice and loyalty to you. Scream your pain to Mother Nature to such a degree that the lady of the lake offers you her sword. Remember, every life you touch is your greatest reward. So when you find something you love, say it with me. Never let it go. Grab it by the horns and just enjoy it.
From lowest to highest, we have an 8.9. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.4. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.9. Next on the mic, we have the farthest traveling poet in the room. He came all the way here from Tampa, Florida. He's probably one of the best poets I've seen on the mic. He is absolutely amazing. Everyone give it up for Xavier Coulter.
Growing up, my mother always used to tell me to watch what I say, think twice before opening my mouth, and pick and choose my battles wisely. But as I turn on the TV screen, all those morals fly out the window. How they expect me to tie-tone twist my tongue when I'm about a speck of brown in a sea full of milk. As I sit disgusted, my TV screen barks at me that this old white man is trying to make America great again, as if America was ever great in the first place. I mean, it's not like this land was stolen or anything. I mean, it's not like white people are immigrants too. I mean, it's not about race. It's about him practicing his democracy. Every time I think about the phrase "Make America Great Again," I get this image in my mind that America doesn't want to be a melting pot, but simply a bowl of sugar. Well, ain't shit sweet when you have people like Donald Trump and Stacey Dash spitting on black and brown children, telling them that they don't matter. I mean, come on, Stacey. I don't know how much Fox News paid for you to spread your ignorance all over our TV screen, but I assure you, it won't erase your melanin. I mean, did you forget where you come from? You say that you aren't American, that you aren't black, that you are American, but have you ever read a textbook? Where have you read that our people were cradled in the arms of Lady Liberty, sucking freedom from her bosom, when actuality you were plucked from a black nipple and sold, and that's what's called patriotism. I bet you have a 2016 Donald Trump sticker on your bumper. I'm exhausted of people trying to speak for my people, and their excuses that we don't speak proper enough. Well, ain't nobody got time for that. We didn't have long time. Still can't breathe. My mother taught me to pick and choose my battles. That's why every time I'm driving and I see a cop in my rearview mirror, I hope and pray that that day was not the day that he chose to do his job. Every day, I wake up in a country where I'm supposed to be grateful to live in, where my people are seen as disposable, where my melanin is seen as a weapon, but my culture, that's for everyone to enjoy. Maybe my mother taught me these things because she knew she had to raise her son in a white, misogynistic, racist society. He needs to watch what he says like a black boy in a gas station. He needs to think twice before he speaks, before he becomes a statistic. But how can I pick and choose my battles where I live in a country where I lose before I even choose to fight?
Judges, whenever you're ready, from lowest to highest, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.8. You clap, clap, clap. We have a 10. We have a 10. And we have a 10. All right, next up to the mic, we got a local talent. Hot, can you make your way to the mic? Give it up for Hot.
Everybody, how y'all doing? This piece I wrote is called Unconditional Love. Unconditional love. You see, there's not enough lines on a sheet of paper to tell you how I feel. There's not enough space inside your heart to compress this love that I give, because if love was a killer, then I would be a serial. And if love was impossible, then I would be a miracle. And if love was anything greater than what it is, then my heart would have that name. But if love meant nothing in this world at all, then the way I feel won't change. And a lot of people say they've been through it all and seen it all. So to be honest, I guess it just makes them average. Now picture a heart being stepped on, broken, and then scattered. Now picture a rose, full of thorns but no petals. See, that's a feeling that only you and I know will never be not together. It's like pain, but at the same time pleasure. So regularly given, but at the same time special. And sometimes I sit with my head in my palms, thinking of the love we used to make, drowning off the sorrow that started as a tear, but not formed into the deepest lake. But if I drop a tear for every way that I love you, then the oceans will have to be moved. If I plant a rock into the ground, see, I can make a flower bloom. Because the love I have for you is unconditional. It can make the impossible become real. And I'm not here to pull a rabbit out of a hat, so I'm just telling you how I feel. So if you took this time to listen, I promise I'll take my time to talk. And if you took this time to hold my hand, then you can take our time to walk. And if you took this time to walk with me, I have something that I want to prove, that this love I have for you is enough to make a mountain move. I walk the longest ocean shore and I swim the deepest sea. This love is so heavy that no man can lift it, not even Hercules, not even the biggest hug, not even the strongest drug, not even a nation with 50 arms can overpower this love. And if I made it to heaven and realized it wasn't a dream, I promise you I would give the angels back their wings and risk the loss of everything.
Judges, whenever you're ready, from lowest to highest, we have an 8.8. We have a 9.0. We have a 9.2. We have a 9.3. And we have a 9.7. welcome to the mic, Mr. Mike McCain.
You know, it's hard to find a glass half empty when you're full of yourself. Hence why modesty has never been my style since I stood up here for the first time. I'm sworn to make poets lock themselves up on writer's block. I make poetry my prisoner since I first sentenced words. My bars have always come easy. It's like my pen is a pervert. I take advantage of notebooks. I've turned one mic stand into a relationship. Became convinced that I deserved this. I stepped on stage with a chip on my shoulder. You would think I was born in a casino, raised to ace life with the king's mentality. I like to thank the queens who jacked up my heart. I learned to never love for face value. I was taught that a house built by cards will always fall. But under my pressure, these stages, they never seem to fold. So to those who have given up on me, may the odds be ever in your favor. My hunger is not a game. I am not starving to outlive failure. No arrested development. I'm confined by an 8x11 page. 3 minutes to sit inside of it. I cover these walls and lines like coke inside a vagina. Scrape the paint off the ceiling. I raw dog my limits. I'ma fuck the sky until my dreams are born. You watch. My time is coming. Just give me a minute. Won't count to my watch. Keep watching. Sit crowds down. Pull the mic out. I've opened eyes and spread minds. And I get into it. Somebody scream, Mike, keep killing that shit. That's winter and I get into it. The way with words has been different. My similes, they shape shit. The metaphors move like missiles. I paralyze the weak minds. Our counters are all kind of competitions. I step on stage and blow up like landmines. I been the bomb, let's be honest though. Nowadays I get caught up in between, damn, that boy good. But why so full of himself? Truth is, I prefer indulging in my confidence after spitting every tough pill I've ever had to swallow. You have heard every insecurity, every illness to afflict me. The rumors not worth mentioning. I've given you so much of me. Forgive me for not giving a fuck about what you think of me. I am unapologetically transparent, regardless of your judgment. If I look like what I've been through, I wouldn't smile for nothing. So I overcompensate. So what? Sue me. My arrogance is swagger at the Bible's walk with you. You goddamn right. I'm the best poet to ever live. In my shoes. Not sure if you would give me my respect. I got tough issues. So I steal the spotlight. I rob you for attention. Leave you with no choice but to pay. Now listen, if cocky is what you call me, it is probably because you're pussy. I stand here firm. I stand here firm. Knee deep in my confidence. To let you good people know that I love you. But life has left me no choice but to love me. All right.
You better not. So this is currently a student of mine. He is a senior at Fort Pierce Central High School. He's preparing to compete in a poetry slam called Louder Than a Bomb. And welcome to the mic, Lafayette Ashley.
I represent my team right out of the fort. Shout out to my mentor hero. I got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to put my pen on paper and say it through a microphone. Amen. When I came into this world, my parents ain't had it made. They had struggles, concerns, bills to be paid, and now I was born and raised. But that's what they did, raised me. The struggle ain't never phased me because no matter what this world threw at me, I always knew I had the love that my mom and my daddy gave me. And to this day, that same love is all I need. And to this day, that same love is burning inside of me, burning to be passed down to something so precious that was violently robbed from me, my seed. Lord, please give me the strength to keep my face as straight as I can, hold on to this girl's hand, and tell her that everything is going to be all right and that you got a plan. But God, I swear I don't understand. That's supposed to be my baby boy and my souls and my little man, my seed. But my baby boy and my souls and my little man, my seed, never even got a chance to breathe. Because that's just another mouth to feed, and that's all they see. Nah, they don't see what I see. A baby boy growing up whose only wish in the world is to be just like me. Lord, please give me the words to express the pain. The pain I felt when she told me that they ripped my child from my body, and all I could do was sit there with a straight face and once again say the same thing. And it's all right. And God got a plan. As soon as she was out of my sight, I dropped my head in my hands and I cried like a baby in the body of a grown man. My seed. See, my daddy was a daddy at the age of 18. And yeah, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't as bad as you made it seem. Because at the end of the day, love conquers all. And I deserve a chance to love my seed. Innocent bloodshed. Never even had a chance to commit a sin or understand the predicament that he was put in. And why was his life taken out of selfishness and ignorance? These words I'm saying, I can care less if you feeling it. Because every single day of my life, I'm living it. Living the hurt and the pain and giving the shame. Brought up in silence and momentarily I'm no longer sane. Trust me, I ain't crazy, I'm just hurt. Never showing emotion. What else can you expect from an introvert? I just pray to God that one day we'll meet. And I'll hold my baby boy in my arms and say, I'm sorry it took so long. Just hold on. You right where you belong. And I'll never let you go. This time I promise. I'll never let you go. This time I promise.
Judges, whenever you're ready. From lowest to highest, I have a 8.9. I have a 9.0. I got a 9.3. I have a 9.4. And I have a 10. All right, this will be the last poet of the first round. Just so you know now, we're going to take probably like a 5-minute break. I'm going to tally up the scores before the second round. While we do that, Ty, where are you at? Tyron, is he in here? He's over there. Tyron's over there. Okay, so after the Jarvis is done, when I go tally up the votes, we're going to have a musical guest of mine come on the mic and sing for y'all for a minute while you wait. But last poet of round 1, can I get Profound to the mic? I do see everybody drinking and stuff, but just make sure we support the bar and the bartenders because they're working on something for us tonight too.
Shout out to my homeboy, Character the Glitch. Just thought I'd give you a shout out, homie. I've been here for many generations, but I guess in the past few, you can count me out of the equation because your methods of killing has changed, but a death is still the same, right? No matter how you do it, no matter how many people it may leave to bleed, a casualty is still a casualty as long as you hit the mark, right? I've been here for nearly a century. I was there when Dr. King had a dream, and I was there on that fateful day when they decided to take his life away, and I was there. When Rosa Parks got arrested for not wanting to give up her bus seat on the bus, since 2 days later stopped at the Montgomery bus boycott, and I was there. When Trayvon Martin got shot, wearing a hoodie while holding nothing but a packet of Skittles that was mistaken for a gun. So instead of pulling the Skittle packet of it, pulling the trigger of the Skittle packet to shoot first, the neighborhood watch pulled out his gun and pulled the trigger, and sounds of bullets coming from the gun begun, just like the tears flowing from his parents' eyes when they found out that their child won't be coming home, but that he has gone home. I'm upset. That now every cop that kills a black boy is considered a hero when they should be considered a zero. That basically saying our life is a game and blacks are playing the most dangerous one. It's insane. To think that one man will consider another man's death a trophy. I couldn't understand why blacks don't like the police, but freeze. It's getting to a point where blacks don't even love themselves anymore. It's truly a cycle I still be sore. They're basically saying that their life is drenched in black while treating every day like it was Friday. You would think that with all the stuff that black people have gone through, you would think that they would try to heal each other or heal one another. But instead they turn hollow, using points to pierce through skin, tearing through flesh, treating it like it was nothing more than just a target on the front line. Now the situation
you heard it from both sides. Here's a couple of questions that need no reply. Am I racist? Because I've been here for so long and my branches remain healthy and strong to the point where they weren't only used to hold up my leaves, but they were used to hold innocent and persecuted black bodies of all ages. Doesn't make me racist. To see those same boys I saw get hung by those rope, get gunned down by the same boys they call brother like no other, or would you consider me to be black? Because there's so many mothers I have seen the person who has killed their child, blood being splattered across my towel, but they're getting chopped down or thrown in a ditch. I dare not utter no murder or word. After all, snitches do get stitches, right? I don't know. But what I do know is, just like you, I am a victim too. Watching yours and my family get taken away one by one, what will you humans ever learn? That only after you stop the violence, healing can be guns to sweep over the nation, and then, just maybe then, we could all live in harmony. I don't know that either. But if you want to come chop me down, come on and do it. I have seen all I care to see that this boy has no more left for me, and quite frankly, I want to go home. I want to see my family. And I'm sure my face they are willing to see. Sincerely yours, this letter from the tree to the people. Thank you.
Judges, whenever you're ready. Whoa. Don't do that. From lowest to highest, we have a, waiting on one judge, we have a 7.8. We have an 8.4. We have an 8.8. We have a 9. And we have a 9. So I'm going to go ahead and tally up the votes, and we're going to go ahead and get a few other people on the microphone. Thank you again. Yeah, no, not ready. All right, so as you all know, this is a competition, so we do have to say goodbye to a few people. So everyone clap it up as we say goodbye to Ed. We say goodbye to Belle.
Yes, sir.
We say goodbye to Hot. And we say goodbye to Profound. Is the highest scoring poet is going to be performing first, and the lowest, so 8th place will be last, 1st place will be first. This is the order so you guys know of the second round. First up we have Michael McCain. Second up we got Breezy. Third we have Xavier Cool Kid. Fourth we got Bird. Fifth we have Eddie. 6 we have Dustin, 7 we have Outspoken, and 8 we got Lafayette. All right, so everyone give a warm welcome to Mike McCain.
We take for granted the privilege of choosing to love or to hate war. And some people are so caught up in this hatred that they forget to respect you soldiers, the bravest souls on earth. You are willing to fight for the very reasons you live, even if it kills you. And you're forced to find the music and ammunition. You dance to a routine that no one wants to learn, praying that a jam will never make the fat lady sing. You know the national anthem like the back of your hands. It plays every time you strum your trigger fingers. We've been so safe for so long. Some people like to say it's all your fault. They are all so grateful. whether they know it or not. And as long as you don't call home to ask how things are going here, you will always be proud of what you fight for. God bless you soldiers, because God knows we need you, but it's important that you know you've left some comrades at home with no weapons. They are raising targeted children, wearing head ties instead of helmets, with bulletproof bras for their wounded hearts. They carry crosses instead of dog tags, praying for protection outside of the safe zone. You know, some of their kids aren't even safe inside their homes. They're soldiers. I know some truth that could use your help. They are all dressed like mothers, but the enemy is way more uniform. They are all dressed in badges. Our parents keep sending potential to a gunfight. It's tragic. You can walk into your front yard and lose a limb at the hands of a drive-by. No flags flying, just red and blue sirens. We face undercover spies on the side of interstates. Now empty magazines keep putting kids in newspapers. Can't you hear the SOS from urban street pavements? It is the last noise made before the last breath is taken. They said we had a right to bear arms, but we die as we do. We fight downhill battles on Capitol Hill. The right verdict has gotten so real, mothers are convinced they're at peace when they hear it. Their sons are buried with 21 questions. The shooter is buried with 21 gun salutes. Their soldiers, please come home. They sent you overseas so we could die while you're not looking. The force is not with us, it's against us. Their darkness is masked by lukewarm laws, only meant to water down the melting pot. Perhaps you should send the Navy. Our mothers are drowning in tears. Call the air marshals. We keep dying with our hands in the air. Tell the Rangers to move out. The cops are moving in. Knock, knock. Who's there? Bang! Sweet land of liberty. Bang! Of thee I sing.
You make me sweat every time. I get all sweaty every time you do it. I love it. All right, Michael Kane. Judges, whenever you are ready, we got a 9.9. We have a 9.9. We have 10. We have 10. We have 10. All right. Second, let's give a welcome to Breezy.
I was just kidding. It's just for show. And me too. If dead poems came back to life, they would breathe and speak poetry. Crumbled papers would roam the streets searching for a poet to just finish their piece. They'd be knocking on doors, ripped notebooks, demanding answers. They would be angry that you threw them away. Like an old pair of J's, like your collection of Beanie Babies, like that old B2K CD, like a Tamagotchi. You hid them under the bed. The day my poem came back to life, she said, I had friends that warned me about poets killing poems, but you straight up Dexter killed me. She said, you use poems like bus stops and just wait for the next one, but have you ever had a bus in St. Lucie County? You don't know if I'm your last one. She said, poets? You always talking to yourself like poets? I gotta write a new piece. It's been about a week, but ideas slip through your fingers like butter, but her rhymes aren't thick enough. They just have a little cold and nothing more than a white girl with a little hint of swagger, and you use words like swagger. face like war paint because you were meant to fight. We fight disease, genocide, and natural disasters. Poet, it's only natural. You're a disaster. Remember, we write love letters in our smiles. Haikus in bathroom stalls. We slam on subway platforms. We use these bars as confessionals. The day my poem came back to life, she reminded me. I'm a poet who sometimes forgets it's the roots of the poetry. I'm a poet who sometimes can't see the forest through the poetry. Everyone knows when a poet leaves, the tree will just grow another. So if I have a daughter, I will teach her how to garden properly so the neighbors will know we breathe poetry.
All right, Bree. Poetry. Give it up for poetry. All right, judges, we have from lowest to highest, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. We have a 9.9. We have 10. And we have 10. And next up to the mic, I know he's already ready. We got Xavier Cool Kid.
Sometimes I forget that alcohol's not like water. It's just my soul get real dehydrated and my lips get cracked and chapped like the Sahara. I ain't never been there, but you know, us poets, we love metaphor. We love to seduce metaphor. And I don't have a drinking problem. I just got a problem with drinking. Because it gets real hard to tell the truth from the things I've been hiding. Like I've been building walls of Legos and hiding behind them. But I got a childish mind. I don't want to tear them down. See, sometimes I can feel the vodka having babies in my eyes, and as they fall, my tongue tries to catch them, and it makes me wonder, what if we ain't really products of our parents? Like, yeah, we may look the same, but won't taste the same, like water and vodka, and just like the vodka babies, my daddy dropped out. And for years I was worried about following in his footsteps, like we was playing the game of Simon Says. I always did what my daddy says, but my mother was the one that raised me. And he lived in the same house, but I guess I was too busy playing house with my sisters. And boys ain't supposed to play that. See, boys supposed to play with cars and go to Mars to be more stupider. And girls go to college to get more knowledge. But I don't think my sister gonna follow the fairy tale, because she too busy looking for boys to give her flowers, and she don't know that boys only want to look at your flower, and she don't know she's pretty. And I think it's my fault, because when she was 16, she wanted someone to call her beautiful, and I forgot to, so this boy planted the seed in her pocket, and she ain't want it, so she plucked it and threw it under the rug, and every time I walk in the living room, I trip over, and it whispers in my ear, "You supposed to be my uncle." And I wonder if anyone in my family ever sees the lump of the carpet or the one in my throat. Is funny, the things you talk about when you ain't sober. And I don't have a drinking problem. This vodka is my holy water, and every time I take a sip, it's my 10 Hail Marys. And don't tell me to pray to God, because I'm scared that he ain't there watching, but I'm scared that he just might be there watching, and I'm going to fly too close to heaven, and he going to cut my wings, and I'm going to fall and die a martyr. And the only person that's going to remember my name is this bottle of vodka.
Yo, I remember the first time he did that poem. He beat me. And I walked up after to him and I was like, yo, cool kid, I need to see that on video. And he's like, I wrote it yesterday. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And judges scores when you're ready. We got one judge like deciphering. All right, we got a 9.8. We got a 9.8. We got a 10. We got a 10. And we got a 10. This poetry, it's getting hot. Next up to the mic, we got Bird.
The title of this poem is "This Poem is for You." Subtitle: Sometimes lies are easier to tell than the truth. Poem: The hardest thing you'll ever do is change who you are. The easiest thing you will ever do is blame who you are on God or being human. I mean, it is what it is. The question is, does it have to be? You see, gradually, I too let bad habits get the best of me, but I know that you know big dreams and no drive, or those are just a recipe for stagnation. And I have cooked up enough good ideas with missing ingredients to know that you may be hungry for success, but the work you put in is like the seasoning. And that's why when you don't make it, you're left feeling a little salty, but the easiest thing you will ever do is find someone to blame like you don't already know the main culprit. Man, listen. Everything you have done has led to exactly where you are. So circumstances make a difference, but they will not change your condition. But we have been conditioned to make excuses when we need them, but not accept them when we need to. I need you to see it all. The rough corners where you hide your failures. I need you to see the flaw. Past the neon lights where you display your successes. I'm not saying the messenger ain't a mess, but this poem is for you. You gotta stop bullshitting and pretending it's fertilizer like anything grew from those bad seeds anyway. You spent too much time as a ball of potential. Quiet as kept. You couldn't waste more time with a watch on your belt. Man, listen. Too often, you've been good at words and not in actions. That's why your interactions, they feel so empty. Hollow conversations to avoid awkward situations. Can you stop letting your heart get lost in translation? Man, listen. Passion without action. Oh, that's just procrastination. You've been waiting on a moment that you have to make. You said that you would make it happen eventually. Like you don't create the events that lead to eventually, but you are so optimistic, you're delusional. You are so caught up in your dreams that reality is abusing you. I know I'm bringing a reality check to you, but these lines, they hit so close to home, they're in my living room. But this poem isn't for me, this poem is for you. I see your inconsistencies consistently. The person you claim you are is who you wish you'd be. Baby boy, what's the holdup? Even Jody had to grow up. You're just drowning your fears when you pull up. Too much liquor make you grow up. You're tired of being a grown-up man, grow up, because you said that you would change. But now even that promise is delayed, so you stay the same, and you ask God to sort it out. But the easiest thing you will ever do is blame who you are on God, like He didn't give you the free will, the ability to change. Like me sometimes, when I stand up here, I narrow my vision. Because sometimes your eyes start to reflect like mirrors when enough of you pay attention. And I start thinking how these poems are less like killing a mic and more like speaking my own ghost into existence. This is less like storytelling and more like a self-intervention. So it gets tense, so it makes sense that the easiest thing I will ever do is lie and say this poem was for you. All right.
You can come on in. Welcome, sir. Come on in. Thank you. All right. Give it up for Bird. a, sure, is that a 9? Okay. From lowest to highest, we have a 9.6. We have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. We have a 9.9. And we have a 9.9. All right, and next up from Orlando, we got Eddie.
I used to love writing poetry, but that business side sucks the fun out of it for me. Human beings get sequestered and replaced by pimps, I mean promoters, with cartoon smiles. You see, they act like they're masters of the universe. They'll claim to be He-Man. Wait. You know, I could finish that word scheme about an 80s cartoon character. But if I did, it would be for the same reasons that He-Man was created. For money, for business, because that's what people pay to see. That's what's cool. I don't want to do what's cool. I want people to stop telling me it's just business. Anytime I hear these 3 words, I want to punch somebody in their face, all seriousness. Telling me it's just business does not absolve you from your humanity. It does not give you the green light to lie to me. This industry is still an enigma to me, but tell me this. When someone calls you family, you should be allowed to ask them for help, right? But if their first response is always, what's in it for me? Were they ever really family to begin with? See, people throw the word family at artists the way people throw dollar bills at strippers. Then when you want to make your own money, they're really going to mess with you. This industry doesn't want you to make a decent living. It wants to give you just enough so you have to keep dancing on microphone poles for a living. But that's why artists become whores for snacks, prostitutes for cracks. Won't perform unless the venue is packed. If there was an industry intervention, 90% of all artists would be forced into rehab, and on your first day out, you relapse. See, everyone wants to be cool with you when they can make money off of you. But after doing this here for free for so long and going hungry, I cringe that I should be thankful that you're giving me the opportunity for you to make money off of me. That for some reason, I should be smiling because you are trying to pay me. See, a forked tongue will spoon feed you lies, invite you to dinner, won't tell you that you are what's being served for dinner. They'll pull out a table, call it a bed, fatten you up with compliments so you won't notice your pillow is really a dinner plate and you're too eager to lay down your head. And while you're saying grace, they'll treat you like a steak. Dig the knife deep into your back, cut out a piece of beef because trust has a delicious taste. And they'll feast on your dreams, and when you try to reclaim them, they'll say, no, what you created with your heart and soul now belongs to me, and I have not yet finished eating. The gift of my sincerity was not meant to be a tool for you to use against me. We artists, we want to keep our art pure. But when that business side leads into the artistic side, it turns the blood poison. It sucks out the beauty, the joy, the love, and leaves behind nothing but resentment and bitterness and work. Trust me, it's uncomfortable watching a poem being fitted for a suit. It's not as terrifying as watching a suit being fitted for a poem. But most horrific is watching happiness committing suicide as a cure for its own amnesia. For anyone who's at that first time year as an artist and you're about to quit, understand that we all go through this shit. No one's written a manual telling you how to chase your dreams. You have to persevere and survive. And if you make it, you've earned the right to call yourself a full-time artist. Yeah.
Judges for the poem. Oh, it's not. From lowest to highest, we have a 9.5. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. And we have a 9.9. All right, next up to the mic, we got Dustin Snyders.
I'm gonna ride till fighter pilots try to silence my bias, incite to the blind, form an alliance and high power with the minds. Cause I'm a rebel with the cause. I got a mouth like Jaws while you revel in the rubble of broken laws, broken locks, chowder, stocks, and gods. A lot of you chickens have been politicking wrong. I'm sorry, Mom, that this is no violin. It's a different instrument from under my skin. I've been sitting with this intent of committing sin, beginning and conquering the world that I'm in because my generation grew up in an age captivated by confused rappers, and with no crystal staircase made, I'm climbing these steps of broken ladders. I'm willing to achieve what I struggled for. I'm last of the dying breed in an attempt to restore faith in humanity from these backdoor candy store high scores and ignorance of awards. The funny thing is, you live your lucky life, neglecting all the world's corruptions, as if you never heard a thing about all this gang-bang violence and child abductions, and kids are instructed to be more concerned with changing their appearance than changing the world. And so women give makeup to children and take the innocence of these little girls. That's what happens when you grow up fast. Your whole coming up to society stands and no one cares about the beauty of the individual standing right behind the cameras. What if the cure for cancer was inside the mind of a dying patient? Patients of a mind unsigned can't afford all of this medication when you're faking and faking, and your patient has developed a vaccine for this agent. This nation hesitates to compromise and evasions relating to patients. And if you like me, you're probably living on this edge of poverty. Honestly, this economy's a government game monopoly, and I'm wobbling trying to find my feet so I can beat the street and make things neat. Maybe you can get some respect from me before Solomon cuts down my family tree. When I pass the church, I do the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, because I know it's a God-given gift to slave over a hot pen and write these lyrics. Hey, Doc, told me to speak all my thoughts and fundamentals with coherence, and Marshall gave me a voice that I know goddamn well I'm going to make you hear it. Education systems, they're built on a structure where the studious survive and those who fail to pass the test to grasp the concept of criticize. How do you expect a kid deprived of techniques and pencils to arrive at the same answer provided by another student that all these teachers idolize? In today's lesson, did you learn anything about someone other than yourself? How do we teach the kids how to budget their paycheck for an entirety? Or how do we teach the kids to use their judgment before they start to drink? Or how do we teach the kids how to wear a condom before they release the seed? Otherwise, I want the world to be in uniform and pay attention to me. Don't tell me that I'm famous, and don't tell me that I've made it. But you can tell me that I'm your favorite MC, because that's my song you're singing, but I'd be guilty of association. Questioning all affiliations, or radio stations playing sensational songs of manipulation. This imagination, that's its own rebellion.
And judges, whenever you're ready, from lowest to highest, we have a 9 point. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. And we have a 9.9. Alright, next up on the mic, Outspoken, you ready? Let's go.
I am the master of my pen. Inspiration says to my left, creativity walks to my right. To write the greatest story ever told, I may not be left-handed, but I always stay right-minded in any given situation. The odds may be stacked against me, but I never fold into submission. Without playing the race card, I always deal the hand that I'm dealt because I am the master of my pen. Words flow like snow from a cloud, but melt over into your brain as clarity springs to the forefront. Scorching heat flames I call bars, delivering sentences without judging. I promise you the root of my message is all about truth because I hate to see you fall. Never changing my character because my skin has more richness than any color on the spectrum. If orange is the new black, then black is the new perfection. And if you think that your still peace will bring peace, then peace be still and go watch the news. Segregation may be over, but y'all still tightening the noose. And I'm not trying to point fingers at any given race. What I'm saying is everyone should matter, and that's a God-given grace. I'm the master of my pen because I view the world in a way that others would call abnormal. Sounds are not just sounds, noises are not just noises. Everything tells a story. Everything has a beat that flows intricately into my head till it spews out my mouth. I guess this is my poetry. My craft that has been forged in the fires of louder than a bomb in city-wide open mic nights. Performing our art with the moon's our spotlight. I fend off any and all types of demons because because the stars in my nightlight. I'm the master of my pen. Make sure you get it right. See, I'm the type of guy who will start a poem and stay up till 5 to make sure that every rhyme is fine-tuned to give you a sweet tooth to crave my creatively written truths. I'm an artist, so I love what I do. And if you're an artist listening to this and you love what you do, see, I take my poetry out for a night on the town. I show it around so that all other art forms know that I am off the market. I'm the master of my pen, and my pen has always inspired me. With my pen, I've been able to bleed out the cries of my heart in ink, and it makes me think, my God, thank you for blessing me, because I was the kid who thought I was worthless. Until I picked up a book, I found a purpose, and when my mind could no longer contain my creativity and imagination, I picked up a pen. I found a page, I got in front of a mic and performed on a stage. See, poetry, spoken word, it is more than just a hobby. Actually, it has become. I am the master of my pen, but my pen has always taught me.
All right, Darnell. And just so you guys know, the 25th of this month, Darnell's going to have his birthday show right here in the same spot. So come on out and show. And judges, when you're ready, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.9. We have a 9.9. We have a 10. And we have a 10. And last up for this round, we got Lafayette Ashley. Everyone give him a round of applause.
Would I rather be you or would I rather be me? Would I rather be you sitting right there in that front seat saying, damn, every time this dude speaks, he spits words that confront me. In other words, his words play the role of a pedophile, they touch me. Saying, damn, I lost my gratitude when the last poem he did gave me the strength to make it through. And my mom was a cancer survivor too, when his words encouraged her to keep strong. And if he made it out of his environment, then I know I can keep going on. There is no excuse. Through the eyes of the court, I wish I was you. Because when I'm down, who is there to encourage me? Only the sounds of snaps and claps and patted feet. When I say a punchline that happens to flow with a steady beat. Through the eyes of the court, I wish I was you. Because you have me. Somebody to rip the heart open until it bleeds and pour it on this paper so that you know that you're not alone in this cold-hearted journey that we call life. So that you know that no matter how bad it gets, you can make it if you just hold on. Hold on to life, hold it on to Christ. Through the eyes of the court, I wish I was you. I will record these words, convert it into a track, play it back to back to back, so that when the nights get lonely, I will find comfort in these God-given words and find strength to make it through one more day. I will sprint in my seat every time a court takes stage, breathe in this pain until I find strength to make it to at least one more day. I only pray that these words reach you in time. And I pray that you realize that you will understand that you're going to the storm right now, but understand that the rain is only falling about to shine. My lungs are compressed and I can't feel my chest. So somebody gets evil denying my message. I pump and I pump, and my mind recalls a boy running sprints with no air in his lungs. I pump and I pump, motivated by the fact that somebody might feel where I'm coming from. I pump and I pump, I might pass out, but you don't feel me before I do. I pump and I pump, I'm just trying to touch too. Somebody please raise your hands. Stop, don't pass out. It's okay. I feel you did your job. That's it.
This day and age is so awesome to see, young people out there doing positive things in their life. Lafayette's on his way after this. When are you leaving? May? June?
June.
June? Lafayette just got a scholarship to go play football. So he's gonna right? All right, and judges. We got a 9.7. We got a 9.8. We got a 9.9. We got a 10. And we got a 10. All right, guys, go ahead and take a few minute break. I'm going to go ahead and add up these scores, and we're going to go ahead and get started with your final round in a few minutes. save me now, I am one. Hands trembling, I am learning to walk in this world that I do not know I will need to be saved from. Thank you. All right, so here we go. We have made it to the last round. Everyone give a round of applause as we say goodbye to Lafayette Ashley. We say goodbye to Darnell, outspoken poet. We say goodbye to Dustin. And we say goodbye to Eddie. All right, so in this order, the last round goes as follows: Mike McCain, Breezy, Xavier Coolkid, and Bird. Judges in place? All right. Last round. First up to the mic, we got Mr. Mike McCain.
There was a kid named Tyler who grew up in a shady part of town where the sun is somehow still crisp and skin tones only get darker, where the seasons do more to your food than the way they style and tan your skin, where red only matters when it washes through Sunday praise or is raised up for the gangs or colors black girls' bones, where his brightest moments would come in his darkest days with negative images of who he was, a positive mind without enough time to film the movie he pictured. He starred in a short series of unfortunate events with more credits in school than chances at life. He knew exactly what it was like to die. He wished upon a star to see more. He knew to study for the perfect tomorrow, to let yesterday be a lesson, to find the recess in today, to make sure his mother doesn't live in the middle of classes for the rest of her days. But his father was a poor excuse. A dog ate his effort. His home worked out to be an old cliche. He had college aspirations and a universe and city that seemed the same size. The world just wouldn't roll with the punches sometimes, no matter how much he applied himself. There was this kid. His name was Tyler. He wished guardian angels acted as crossing guards because he didn't make it across the street before he could cross the stage. Got mixed up between the straight and narrow and crooked trigger fingers. You know, I still wonder if they held the gun this way or if they twisted it. When a bullet was placed where we kept memories of each other, the back of his mind blew open like my bloodshot eyes. I still wish the phone would have died before they told me he did, because nothing stings quite like bullet wounds big enough to make the space in between us hurt this bad. Siblings should not be so distant before death. He was a lesson in love done wrong. He taught me the meaning of actions can be so much more when the people that are supposed to matter are gone. There was this kid. His name was Tyler. And the moments we ever spent together was when two pregnant women stood in one room, pretending not to know each other. Knowing our father was the one thing in common. It was undeniable. Two good lazy eyelids between the both of us, both bright eyes lazy than a motherfucker. It's ironic that one of us sees tomorrow and one don't. His name was Tyler. And he showed me that no matter what part of this brown-skinned maple family tree you cut, it'll still cry bittersweet tears. That when you grow up in a shady part of town, it's easy to forget that there is another son growing up in a shady part of town. It all may seem so odd, but the first call always is. Regardless, I want you to go tell someone you love them, before you too have no choice but to tell them in your prayers.
And y'all wonder why our every time I go to poetry events. Judges, whenever you're ready. All right, we got waiting on one more judge. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. All right, next up on the mic, we got Breezy.
She said, you can't have daddy issues if you never had a daddy. It opened old wounds of single mother bedtime stories, sore still, too fresh to heal. My book sits in the back of the library under the choose your own adventure category. Mom said you were Peter Pan. Never wanted to grow up, so she let you live in Never Never, Maryland. She decided little girls need stability more than daddy, so she never called to tell you. I was 19 when I decided to find you. Old enough for war, Google the weapon, the search bar, the trigger. I now entered the draft of an email. A woman responded in minutes, I don't know you, and I can't just give you his number. She gave me permission to be blunt. I think he may be my father. You answered crying. Your tears, a song I already knew. You spoke of adding a room to your house for me. You made a Facebook for me. You kept messaging in all caps and accidentally poking me. You remembered my mom. Before you, I never heard someone call her beautiful. Trust. It's an old building we spent time renovating, crumbled by your wife's doubt. I developed OCD, obsessively checking the mail for daddy, but the DNA test told a story I was never read. I sat in locked rooms, burning depths in my bed, in my head. A Captain Hook of our song played over and over. Your wife put her 2 cents in, but never paid attention to me. Baby, your mom was wrong, honey. Mom, did you pick the wrong book off the shelf? Did you just keep picking until I picked one myself? I'm so sorry I lied. I wish you were him. I wish you weren't everything in me I never saw in her. I wish instead of missing work that day you made sense. I wish you happy Father's Day. Like wishing Merry Christmas to an atheist, hoping the holiday might make you a believer. I dug into my past to let these ruins ruin me. I will never know his name. My mother knew she wouldn't need him, but she didn't think about if I would. Her mistake made me miss dates of daddy threatening boyfriends with subtle baseball bats in corners. Miss Daddy warning me about that one because I really should have stayed away from that one. Miss Super Bowl Sundays, now I know nothing about sports. Miss camping and tire changing demonstrations, and the only reason I know what I missed is because of Disney movie animations. But every Disney movie has its scars here. There is no storybook ending, just a story with no ending. Nobody ever asked Waldo why he is hiding. Maybe he doesn't want to be found. They say time heals all wounds, but that father has let me down too, so I answered, yeah. Without a daddy, my story keeps printing new issues.
I wear a shade of blue like no other. 5 points in the shape of a star. Fill it with gold and I become a god with a power and the power of the law in my palms. I can feel myself twitching as the neurotransmitter, the part of the brain that controls fear, because I control fear, and even I fear this shade of blue and the power that this gold star gives me. Keep running. Gotta keep running. Keep running, or destiny will catch up with you. I was born with the complexion that results for me to live life complexly. Who's gonna watch my back? Who's gonna watch my back? Who's gonna watch my back? As a store clerk watches my back, I'm always at the right place at the wrong time. I just pray to God that one day I can stop running. Put your hands up where I can see them, because my finger is dancing on the trigger. Pop, lock, and waiting to see your body drop, and I turn you into a B-boy real quick. B-boy, short for black boy. Society's black toy. Society's black toy. Society's black toy. Society's black toy. Toy soldier. Break one and find another one in the lost and found of the streets. Breaker, suspect is on the run. Begin to shoot. Time four. How did you know that I like to play hide, seek, and destroy my son? I brought you into this world only to let you know that someone might take you out. Black and blue is a metaphor for the fear you will live every single day of your life. I can't take the test for you. But if I could, I'd bubble and see. So listen to me and your mothers, because there's scarier monsters than the ones you hide from under the covers. There is no code of ethics out in the sidewalk. They will shoot my son. Stop running. Take a chance to smell the roses before I have to dress in all black and smell them for you. Man knows not what to do with things that do not obey. When a dog does not obey, we hit them with newspapers or throw them in cages. When a black boy does not obey, we shoot them or throw them in cages. Mike Brown watched Trayvon Martin and Sean thought, damn, that could have been me. Eric Gardner watched Mike Brown's body out in the sun and told his sons not to trust the police. Yvette Henderson, Tanisha Farnsworth, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, the police are not gods. But they're handing out halos as if they were going out of style. Mr. Policeman, if you're supposed to be protecting and serving, who's going to protect me from you?
I think we're on a roll here. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. And we got a 10. You guys can play your song like this. Alright, and last poet of the evening. Everyone give a round of applause for Bird.
So I wanted to write a poem with no metaphors, just meditation. If you ever ask how I felt up here on stage, I'll tell you it's something like spoken meditation. You see, I never know whether I should do it from my gut or do I do it for your glory. I would just hate to bore you guys with my story. I know if I want to keep you out your phones, my poem, it better have some kind of flash. It needs to have some kind of style. They said, Bird, you better get up there and do it for the crowd. I said, man, I ain't gonna do it. Do it. They said, do it for the crowd. I said, man, I ain't gonna do it. They said, do it for the crowd. I ain't gonna listen. I'm trying to be better than the greats. That's what they all say. But my flow is progressive. These skills are taking me nationwide. I plant seeds that grow into poetry, so everything I stake on. I'm just ensuring that you're listening. I saved 100% on life's bullshit by switching to my dreams. I mean, that's cool and all. But I'd rather talk about a black mother's plight. How despite doing everything she could right in this game of life, my brother still bowled 3 strikes, not a judge won't spare him. And it's hard to blame the parents. It gets tough in that hood. Sometimes Section 8 felt like District 9. I know, that may not be worth your oohs and ahs. It might not have the same pleasing sound. They said, Bird, you better get up there and do it for the crowd. I said, I ain't gonna do it. birth defect. I've been rocking mics since chicks was rocking the see-through Melissas with the jersey dress. You're trying to stay afloat on my penmanship when that last line I cast out was so real, I could be a fisherman. There's no Dean baiting it, but now that I got you hooked, I can talk about what I've been through. I want to go to the show, but it's too many bills due, so I have like $3.75 and a Wish on pump 2 trying to make it to my next poetry venue. Would you even care about the struggle if I didn't put these words together like Russell? See, the pieces that I'm speaking are just pieces to my bustle, so I breathe in all my demons so I can exhale all my troubles. Remember weekends, I was weakest. You don't have to ask me why I'm humble. Do you even see my reason, or just the rhyme scheme being doubled, or does it just sound nice? Do I give you what's on what you want to hear? Or do I give you what's on my mind right now? Do I get up here and do it for the crowd? Man, I ain't gonna do it. I'd rather do it for the ruffians, for the ones who march through this madness without the tournament, for the street corner rappers hoping that Sweet 16s will get them out of it. The elite hate the rest of us. Told us if you're not rich, your dreams are counterfeit. Not when the cops are sending shots. Man, that's final for a lot of us. So how? Why should I care about anything else? It's the game of being black and waking up to a life be like the lotto for a lot of us. They are trying to kill a lot of us. I know it's easy not to pay attention. Like it's easier for me to get up here and not bring you a message. It's just easier to back down. It's easier to get up here and do it for the crowd. But if this ain't gonna do it, I ain't gonna do it.
May I give it an 11? We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got a 10. We got just give me one moment to tally up the score, and I'll be back.
Oh, what kind of little Water University? Yeah, man, got to little guy. I tried to.
Take your time, everyone take your time. Alright, so I'm going to call them up in order. In third place. Who has the envelope? Lady in the envelope? Okay. In third place with we'll start off with fourth place. In fourth place with an 88.7, we got Bird. In third place, we got with an 88.9 because of the time penalty. We got Mikey King. In second place with, here we go, ready for this? An 89.6. We have Xavier Poulkin. And in first place with an 89.7, we got Breezy. Alright, first I'm going to take a quick picture of me and the three poets, and then I'm going to have all the poets, if you come up please, so we can get a picture of everyone. Like, I'd like every poet that was involved tonight to come up so we can get in photo. Every poet that was
No
involved.
snitching, y'all. No snitching. Is it broken? I'll run out of here right back to Broward. I see full speed. I see full speed. Y'all don't snitch.
You still going? At least it's still going. He's in it too.
Hell, that's all I can say for tonight. All of it. I was like,
Nobody gave me 11. I'm like, should I need it?